the story of my dirt bike. And I thought, what the hell? I'm going to have to get this dirt bike at no matter the cost. I was going to sacrifice my money. I was going to sacrifice my life. And I ended up nearly dying. That's how I got that dirt bike. This one right here, this cheap Chinese bike. So I remember it like yesterday. It was Wednesday. And I was looking on Gumtree, going through all of these listings. Dirt bikes, shoes, Gucci sling bags. All the things that people want to buy. And I personally wanted to buy with the little bit of cash that I wanted. But my eye was caught by a dirt bike. Not this one, but just by the Yamahas, the Suzukis, all these different bikes that have 500cc, 250cc. I was reading the listings. And I thought, man, if only I could have that dirt bike, the freedom it would give me to run around, not run around, but ride around town, go around the neighborhood, wreak havoc. We see this engine over here. Over here, this little thing, the exhaust, that's what I wanted, a nice loud exhaust. But I didn't have much money. I was still a poor kid. Okay, I was only 14, 15. And I had absolutely not a penny to my name. Besides for the fact that in school, I used to help the kids go to the snack shop. And I would be the middleman, running back and forth, taking a few dollars every single time. So I had a bit of money in coins, a couple of pennies. But beyond that, I didn't really have much. So what I did have was a bicycle. And when I was younger, we went to Mauritius on an airplane. I remember it like yesterday. We boarded the plane. We were already 2 hours out of the 4-hour flight. And the flight attendant comes around and says, would you guys like to purchase anything duty free? So I thought, no, I don't really have much money. I'm still a kid. I was only 8 or 9 then. And I said to the lady, nah, I don't want to buy anything. But now please have the flyer, nonetheless. So I started looking through that flyer. And in it I saw, okay, you can get a Guess watch. You can get aftershaves, Poker Rabanne. You can get, designer handbags, like, those travel cases. You can get kind of like a toiletry bag. You can get all these different things. But something that caught my eye was the jewelry side of it. And that jewelry that was there was actually a gold chain. But it was kind of like a cheap jewelry, like costume jewelry. The chain itself wasn't real, but there was one little carat of gold, like a 1 gram golden piece. So I said, you know what, Dad? Would you be able to loan me some money? Can I please buy this golden chain? And he said, okay. We called the lady back around. I remember her walking, strutting in her high heels. She said, would you like to buy anything? And we said, yes, please. 1 gram of gold. We don't want any food. We don't want cold drinks. We don't want peanuts. We want gold. I remember buying that chain. So now fast forward 5 years later, when I was 14, 15, wanting to buy this very dirt bike, the only thing I had to my name was a couple of dollars from doing the middleman in school and that golden chain. So what I did was I messaged hundreds, if not thousands of people. Every single person who had a bike, I messaged them. If they had, even if the bike was broken, I messaged them. Hi, I've got my bicycle and my 1 gram of gold. Do you want to change? Do you want to do a swap? Do you want to do like a swappy, And out of all those hundreds of thousands of people, hundreds of people, there were people on Gumtree, people out in the Platteland here in South Africa, people in mafia-run cities, people in dangerous towns. And so the one person who agreed for me to swap my gold and whatever for his bike lived in a place called Nigel in Aura Park. Now, that's quite a dangerous area, especially for me to go there as a kid. But I said, you know what? Nothing else is important. Everything's irrelevant. I'm going to get a dirt bike no matter what. As I said in the beginning, I don't care if I die. I don't care if I lose all my money. So long as I come back with a dirt bike, I know I'm going to be fine. So I went and I called the Uber. I remember my mom and dad didn't want me to go to this place. They knew this is a dangerous place. I might die there. I might not come back. I could get kidnapped. I could get killed. I could get hijacked. So they were watching me. I remember that afternoon when I came back from school. They were watching me. And I thought, haha, I'm going to get a dirt bike today. And this is the best thing. At my old school, there used to be a man called Oreo. I know it's a crazy name, but Oreo was able to speak Afrikaans. And so I was speaking with this guy on the phone that I'd contacted via Gumtree to swap my chains and whatever to buy his dirt bike. And I was saying, Meneer, ek soek om jou motorfiets te koop, which means, sir, I'm looking to buy your motorbike. And Smarty could overhear the Afrikaans in the conversation. And he came round while I was putting my books out the locker to come home. And Smarty said, geef my die cell phone, give me the phone. I gave the phone to Smarty. He starts going through this guy's entire family history, finding out who this guy is, what street he lived on, who his family is. And because they both spoke Afrikaans, they both knew the same families. And Smarty said, sir, meneer, hy's reg, which means, sir, speaking to me, he's a good guy. Which then meant that I could trust a guy. Because most of the time on Facebook, it's riddled with scammers, riddled with people trying to rob you. They're going to say, you know what, I'll pay you 10,000 Rand cash for your iPhone 15 Pro Max, titanium grey, 512 gigabyte, blah, 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 nonsense. And when you actually get there, they don't even give you the money. They actually try and rob you with a gun, and they try to take your money. So most of the time, it's riddled with scammers, robbers, and thieves. But luckily, because Smarty verified, I knew it was okay. Better than nothing. I knew that it was okay. So now, I come back, my parents are watching me. I remember I was standing on the corner with my phone, and I thought to myself, what the hell am I doing? I'm going to give up all my money, going to give my, I didn't, but I thought to myself, I don't care. And I was looking through my phone to get to Uber, called the Uber, the guy came round, I had my little sling bag. I had to hide at the corner of the road because I knew that my parents would see me and be angry and call me back inside. Or call the police force on me to come bring me back inside. So I get in the Uber, an hour goes by. We went through the platteland, we went past the electricity pylons, we went past the power station, we went past the farms, we went past the corn maze, we went past it all. And I ended up in the city center of a place called Nigel in Aura Park. Now I was very, very busy. And I paid this guy, the Uber driver, with the coins that I had from my snack shop business where I was running up and down. So now I'm by myself in Aura Park, and I'm thinking to myself, what the hell am I doing here? By myself, is this guy going to show up? Thank goodness I had him on my WhatsApp, because I'd learned before from buying stuff online, never leave it on Facebook Messenger. And so I messaged a guy, and we met at the ShopRite in Aura Park in Nigel. Luckily, that guy turned out to be legitimate from Oreo, who verified him at the school. And then from there, he took me to all the illegal jewelers. This is crazy. I went into one of these illegal jewelers. So this guy looked like he had a hair salon. He had wigs on the side of the shop, and he had those hair baskets. You know when you have your hair done and there's that thing to wash your hair? It looked like a hair salon. But he said, come round to the back if you have gold, which we did, that 1 gram of gold chain from the airline. And we went to the back. He pulled out a box. Now inside that box was something bewildering. He had acid to test the gold, and he put acid on the chain. He said, no, this isn't real gold. So we weren't able to sell him anything. In fact, I had a really fancy chain that I'd bought at a fancy shopping mall for 2,500 Rand. It's like $150 more. And the guy who was going to sell me this very dirt bike needed more money. It wasn't enough to give him 1 gram of gold. He said, sell him your silver chain. I said, okay, gave the silver chain. And that guy who ran that fake salon gold smuggling business only gave me 50 Rand for a 2,500 Rand chain. I got scammed out of my brains. But anyway, we took the rest of the gold because that chain was now buggered. We took that 1 gram, we went to a Pakistani man who owned a jewelry shop, and he broke the casing of the jewelry and he gave us 900 Rand. And that man was able to take 900 Rand plus his 50 Rand from the chain, and we got the bike. Now bringing it home was a second issue. Firstly, I got extorted because I gave that chain and only got 50 Rand. But I got extorted a second time because on the way back, he had a great friend of his named Munir. Now Munir was a tough guy. His car was one of these pickup trucks, but it had been lowered significantly, like low, down low. So it was less than a ruler, you know, rulers like that, less than half a ruler off the ground. Munir had his hand out the window the whole time. He was driving like this, but he was driving like this, but out the window was his hand, and in it was marijuana seeds. He was picking out the marijuana like this, boom, 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 trying to take out the marijuana while we were driving. And I thought, what the hell? Is this guy gonna get high, close the windows and make me high too, just to get this bloody dope? I thought, what if he has an accident because he's high and he's incapacitated? That was a massive stress for me. So we keep on going. Munir says, no man, I'm in the car now. We loaded up the bike. Now he says, no man, please will you just give me a pint of Coke? So I say, I don't have any money. I've already used my money. We gave you the chain. I didn't have any money to buy the bike in the bloody first place. He says, no, you must pay for my petrol. So I'm like, crapping myself now. I don't know what I'm going to do with money. These guys are dangerous. It's like not a mafia run, but it's like a crime town. It's just dangerous in South Africa. It's like far out. So we stop at a petrol station. He says, yes, man, you will give me 400 Rand, 400 Rand for petrol. I said, I don't have any money. So I had to make an emergency phone call. Luckily, thank goodness, I had airtime. I had data. I did something that I could get money from my mother. And I phoned. I said, Mama, I need money. I couldn't say I'm being extorted. I couldn't say these guys are trying to steal my money. Because they would hear. There was a guy, Munir was next to me. So I had to say, Mom, please can you give me 400 Rand just to pay for petrol so we can bring this bloody bugger home? And she said, don't worry. She transferred money into whoever's account, and I paid for the petrol, and I relaxed. And thank goodness I came home. 10 minutes outside, they said, do you know a place where there's a club? We want to go like meet some chicks, you know, and can you also give us some beer? I said, don't worry, Munir, I do a snack shop business. I've got, I've got chips and chocolates for you. My dad had some beer in the fridge, and I said, you can go to this club on the corner there by that side. And they were happy because they got their money and they were going to go and, go rocking out. It was already, I don't know what day it was, Thursday night, Friday night. So they wanted to go and enjoy themselves. And when we came back, they offloaded the bike. I ran inside. I've got my snack shop business stock. I gave each of them the chocolates and the chips to his friend who was also with us delivering the bike. I went to go get beer in the fridge. I unfortunately had to take my dad's beer because these guys tried to extort me for 400 Rand and beer and petrol money. It was ridiculous. Ran inside, grabbed the beer out the fridge. Munir, here's your, piece. So here's your beer, and everything was amazing. And the best part of all of it is that now I have a dirt bike. Unfortunately, it's broken, but that's a story for another day.